Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Jai Hind, my dear NCC cadets. Hope I'm audible. Meenakshi, hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
Great. So time now is 9:01. I think still many are yet to join. People are joining, but I don't want to waste time of others. So kaise ho aap log? I hope you all are doing good. I can see so many familiar faces. There are new joinees also. Good to see many people from different parts of the country. Let me introduce myself. Myself, Lieutenant Commander Ashwant, retired from Indian Navy. Like you all, I was once an NCC cadet, 2006 RDC, YEP Singapore. After that, I joined Navy, got commissioned in the Navy in the year 2008, and retired also in the year 2019. So I was a short service commissioned officer. So let's have a small introduction about yourself before we start. Let me know who all are from which place. Can you all quickly introduce about yourself, please? Your name, your rank, your unit, your group, directorate. Next 2 minutes, we will quickly introduce, we will see who all are from which place. Can we have a quick introduction? I know you all are eagerly waiting for the session to start. I know you all are eagerly waiting for Meenakshi to join to learn everything about YEP. Before that, let's have a small introduction. So quickly use your chat box. Just type in your chat box who all are from which places. Don't take too much time. Otherwise, we will waste the entire time for this. Yeah, I can see few people, 12, 2T company, Bhavans, Vivekananda College, Tarun. Okay, Corporal Sri Lakshmi. Fine, Lance Corporal Sri Lakshmi. Just mention your battalion, your or your unit, whichever is. Please mute, except our guest for the day, Meenakshi. Others, please mute yourself. Use your chat box. Yeah, good. Nice to see familiar names. Trivila, Cadet 9, Sri Lakshmi, Surabhi, and Harak. Come on, don't waste time for introduction. Just to see who all are from which place. Is there any other, is there anyone who is not an NCC cadet in this program? Anybody who is not an NCC cadet? By mistake, has anyone ex-unit of some Mohammed Sharhan? Okay, 31 battalion. Okay, Benjamin, Cadet Sandra Joseph. Sandra, you were an ex-cadet or? Lakshmi, Chanvi Kumari from Sacred Hearts. Chukendrapal, Sacred Hearts, Cadet Marin Anthony. Okay, nice to see so many people who are from. Good. Now tell me why you are here in this session. What made you attract toward, what made you attend this session? What was the decision? What was your decision? Why did you attend? Why you all have taken this decision to join? Okay, there are ex-cadets also. Tell me one reason why you all are here. Just use the chat box. You know, the experience and challenge faced in in the youth exchange program. Who is this Jogendra Pal? Okay. Challenges faced. So, what are you going to do when you hear the challenges faced? So that you can course correct it, right? You can do the course corrections when you're going for the next YEP. Good, nice. How many of you are really eager to go for YEP? Or how many of you are really excited to be part of that contingent to go for a YEP camp? How many of you have really visualized that, yes, I will be going for it? It is the dream camp of any NCC cadet, right? I know everyone, if given an opportunity, anyone would like to be part of it. But the truth is, the fact is, only the cream of the cream gets the opportunity to get selected. So how can I be that cream, right? That is what we are here for. That is what Meenakshi will be covering today. How you can be part of that contingent, the dream contingent or the dream camp of NCC, correct? Maybe next year, RDC or TSC. Nowadays, even TSC, other camps are also given the opportunity for YEP. Erstwhile, earlier it was only the RDC were given the privilege, but nowadays other camps are also getting the privilege. So now let's, without wasting time, let's start our show. Different from other programs that we used to do, we started this group for mentoring the best cadets, correct? We have started this program for mentoring the best cadet or how you can become a best cadet. That is why this group has been started. However, few suggestions were there from others also.
Wow.
Can we have the experience sharing of YEP cadets so that you can train yourself to be one among that, right? So without wasting time, let me invite today's chief guest, or we can say the first YEP batch which has gone from India to a foreign country. YEP Vietnam batch, the contingent which has gone from India. And we are lucky that one among them is here as our chief guest.
Bye-bye. Go.
Please mute yourself, ladies and gentlemen. We are here to learn about something, correct? So please focus yourself. Please listen to what Meenakshi has to say. Again, people are, please mute yourself, ladies and gentlemen. Otherwise, we are distracting the entire people sitting here. Okay. So without wasting time, let me introduce Meenakshi to the show. She is a third year BSc psychology student at Sacred Arts College, Devra. Devra is at Ernakulam, which is a district in Kerala. So about Meenakshi, I don't know, I couldn't by heart the entire introduction which Meenakshi has given me. I've got a long list to say. I'm surprised so many things that a cadet has achieved in her past. She is a classical dancer. Okay, she has got diploma in Kuchipudi from Reva University, Bangalore. She is a certified flute, veena, Bharatanatyam. She has achieved this certification from Annamalai University. Okay, it's a great certification in flute, veena, Bharatanatyam. She is a national scholarship holder in Mohiniyattam. So you see, Kuchipudi, Mohiniyattam, Bharatanatyam. I don't know. You are a talented person. Everything. And apart from that, she was a topper in her 12th standard, school topper. Even CBSE board, uh, 0.1 in India got the highest in psychology, sociology, and IP. A lot of things. I'm cutting short. I got a long list. Prestigious camp of NCC. Everyone knows RDC. In that, last year, she became the silver medalist in the best cadet competition. And for your information, ladies and gentlemen, there's hardly any difference between first, second, and third. If you see the mark list, if you see the overall marks that a gold medalist and a silver medalist and a bronze medalist, it may be in a decimals they differ. So even though we see only the first person in front of Prime Minister, but maybe hard luck, or you can say that's it, hard luck. They have just missed by points, by decimals. She was a silver medalist in her wing, SW wing. She could attend the PM's rally also. And I don't know how many of you are aware, there's something called flag area briefing. Flag area is a competition, one of the competitions in the RDC. And she was a briefer for that. So flag area briefer plays a very important role. And also, of course, Kuchipudi, Bharatanatyam, Mohiniyattam, so you know, so she will be part of culturals also. So an all-rounder, you can say, bowler, batsman, wicket keeper, everything, correct? So let's see who is this Meenakshi. Meenakshi, you can come onto the spotlight. There are many others who have not seen this Meenakshi. So here comes our chief guest for the day, Meenakshi, to explain us, to explain to you all, to the younger generation. Maybe, I don't know, first years are there, second years are there, maybe JD, JWs are there in this program. So Meenakshi is here to enlighten you all how one can achieve the prestigious camp, the dream camp of NCC, which is called the Youth Exchange Program. So I welcome Meenakshi to this mentorship program of BC.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for giving me such a great opportunity. And as you already gave a very elaborate introduction about myself, I will just say I'm Senior Cadet Captain Meenakshi Nair from 7 Kerala Naval Unit, Sacred Heart College, Kerala Lakshadweep Directorate.
Yeah. So Meenakshi, starting without wasting time, people are eager to know your experience. So let me start the program by the first question, the basic question. Why did you join NCC?
From my school days itself, I had this very much desire to join NCC, but unfortunately, we didn't have NCC in my school days. So when I joined college, when I saw many of them wearing the white uniform, I thought, what is it? Okay, this white uniform is very attractive. And that was the first thing that caught my eyes. All seniors wearing the white uniform. It is really very much attractive. And then, so I definitely thought, okay, if I'm going to join NCC, it is definitely white uniform, naval wing. And that was one reason why I joined NCC, because of the white uniform. And the second reason is that I didn't know swimming. So I thought, okay, joining NCC Naval Wing will help me to learn swimming. And that are the main two reasons why I joined NCC.
When you joined NCC, have you ever thought that you will be representing the country and going for such a prestigious camp?
Never, never. But when I saw my seniors notice board, that we have an NCC Naval Wing notice board, all the achievements, what our seniors did, it's all covered in that with just photographs. But when I saw like my senior Anirudh sir's photograph with Modi, Sri Narendra Modi, that time I thought, okay, just like my senior, I also want to achieve something big through NCC. So, but when I joined NCC, I never thought that NCC could give me such a big opportunity, that too, to represent India. So I'm very, very much grateful to this organization.
Wearing that flag on the chest, and
Yes.
when you are in that airport, Indira Gandhi International Airport when you were boarding? What was that feeling which was going inside your mind?
First of all, this getting selected for YEP itself, it was a very, I don't know how to explain it, but it's a very different feel. And because this is like YEP Youth Exchange Program, this camp is like the fruit of all the hard work that we did till this time. So getting selected for YEP, that too from like one cadet from Kerala Lakshadweep, I was so much happy, but I don't know how I got selected, even though there were so many All India Best cadets from Kerala itself. So I was so lucky and I was so happy. And then when we met in the DJNCC, the holy mecca of NCC, the DJNCC camp, it was really nice. It was like a national center for national unity, like cadets from all over India, from 13. It was 13 cadets who had gone for YP Vietnam. So meeting all of them, it was really nice. It was a national integration kind of thing. And then during the kitting camp, when we got the India flag to be worn in our chest, that feeling when we got all this, even though this tracksuit, India tracksuit, with the India flag, NCC India, these sort of things that we dreamt during our first and second years. And when we got it in our hand, that feeling is really, we cannot express it. It was really nice.
So now all those listening to you, many couldn't join, I don't know. Now they are really eager. I don't know, first years, second years, whether they are aware what they have to do to get into or to get selected for YP. Now, the one who has gone through this track only can explain from where they can start. Now, through this program, we are enlightening them what they need to do exactly, or how, or what you did, or those who have gone for this YEP can only explain where to start or to start from scratch. So let's start from the scratch, beginning. A first year cadet who has joined NCC, listening to you today, or maybe the recording tomorrow, what all she or he can start with to achieve such a prestigious camp in his or her second year. Second year is mostly when every cadet try for RDC or TSC. Nowadays, I have heard earlier during our time, it was only RDC. But nowadays, it's a good decision, I shall say. Even in TSC, NSC, all other major camps also gives the cadets to apply or, to get selected for YEP. So being a first year cadet, if I am a first year cadet, if I would like to attend YEP in my second year, what all I should do, or what all preparations I shall start with, so that by, maybe RDC or TSC, depending upon my height or whatever, like cultural, if I got, then people say, if you are tall and if you got culturals, people say you go for RDC. If you are, good in shooting or other things, if you are short, if you don't have cultural, people in the sense your seniors say you try for TSC or NSC or VSC. So now, what should people have so many doubts inside them, which I have told them, please ask the doubts towards the end of our program. We will explain it one by one. So you can start with, if a first year has to start with, where shall he start, or what all shall he start?
Okay. For the YEP selection, there are mainly two things that matters. One is the written test as well as the okay. So for the for the YEP selection process, usually if there was no COVID and all, like in normal times, it is usually the written test and the firing that matters the most for YEP selection. But during our time, it was due to COVID.
Now, I'm interpreting. I know. Sorry for interruption. You said written exam. What is this written exam? Is it a GK exam you mean, or is it something else?
Okay. This written, I will explain. Okay. For the best cadet, we have all these 5 events, that is written test, drill, group discussion, interview, and firing. So for the best cadet, the written test consists of 3 things. One is the common subject, the service subject, as well as the GK. And when we compare the selection process of YEP and best cadet, it is almost the same. So for the written test of YEP, selection is also the same thing. The syllabus is exactly the same, which consists of the written test is out of 150 marks, where 50 marks is for GK, general knowledge and current affairs, and 100 marks is shared between common subject and service subject. So if you want to get selected for YEP, the first thing that you need to do is have have a knowledge about what is happening around you, like basic current affairs and general knowledge. And the second thing is you need to start learning. In the first year itself, you can start learning the common subject as well as the service subject, be it Army, Navy, or Air Force subject. So for the written test, these 3 things you should focus: the common subject, the service subject, as well as the general GK and the current affairs. And
Fine, that's clear. I hope, guys, you're because when you say written, I want it to be elaborative what is, because people first years will not understand what is written test. So I hope, guys, you are clear what Meenakshi meant by written test. Now, the second part which she said is the interview. Now, can you explain interview? Is it only one interview, or is it there are 2 levels, right? So just explain that. One is a basic interview, where in which 3 officers do your basic interview. Then once you go to the DG, so explain that. And interview, how many interviews are there, and what all they ask in the first set of interview, and then moving on to the second, one by one.
so for the YEP selection, for us, it was after our RDC. So it was through online that we had. So after our RDC, we had our unit level selection. It was very basic because since both the All India Best Cadet like Kurvala and me was from the same unit, we both were automatically selected from our unit for YEP. And then came our group level selection. And then there also we had the same events, just like the Best Cadet. We had our drill, we had our written test, group discussion, interview, and we didn't have firing. So all the 4 events were there except firing at a group level selection for YEP. And then afterwards was this interview with this was the national level interview with the board of officers from Delhi, which included ADG of Delhi also. So that was the last level interview that we had. And since it was through online, the questions that was asked to the all best cadets were very much easy. Like, what was the favorable moment that you had at RDC? Such simple questions were asked to best cadets. But when it comes to other cadets who hadn't attended RDC, it was little more difficult for them because they asked current affairs, general knowledge, like what is happening, tell me some current international news that is happening in the world, and tell me what do you know about Russia-Ukraine war. So such things. So we need to have very good knowledge about what is happening around us, the general knowledge and the current affairs. So the interview, the main thing is that all these qualities cannot be developed in a very short time. This should be developed right from our childhood. So all these personality qualities, I think they'll be assessing through our interview, how we present ourselves, how we answer those questions. So these qualities we cannot develop in a very short span, but these should be developed right from our childhood. But still we can, yes.
No, you're right. Now you cannot go back to childhood. Now
Yes.
we are here for those at least first years. They have got at least 1 year time.
Yes.
Now, in 1 year, they can.
Yes, sir.
Nothing is impossible. So don't worry about childhood. Now, at least from today, if you take a decision today, there's nothing is impossible. So what Meenakshi is telling childhood is you can start from today. Okay. Why I'm interrupting is because otherwise it will go into a negative mode.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So now I can't. So don't worry. What we meant is actually from today, if you start, if you have a burning desire for doing something, anything in life, you know, past is past. Even if you start today, you can achieve it. Nothing is impossible. So what she said is current affairs. You may be zero today. You may not be knowing how many states are there in the country. It's okay, fine, no issues. You may not be aware even how many districts are there in your state. Okay, no issues. You can find that out. So GK is something which you can start today itself. And how she went or how she prepared herself in her written exams, she will explain it one by. So interview, what she meant is it's all basic general affairs and GK. So you would have seen in our last last programs, the previous Madhavs or Bhavana or everyone has mentioned what all GK topics, how they prepared. Did you go through any other specific? They have mentioned so many links in our group. There are
Yes.
so many links which they have referred, so many books they have referred. Anything extra which you have referred, which you would like to mention them for GK or for current affairs?
Yes, sir. There's this WhatsApp group called Shubhoday, where daily news, which includes national, international, defense, all like what is happening in the world, we can see just by reading those daily news. So if you can join, I can send the group link. It is called Shubhoday. So daily news, what is happening today, what happened yesterday, be it national, international, defense, everything is covered. So just reading those messages is more than enough. And that was what I did. And also besides that, you can also watch daily news in YouTube. I think that was already mentioned by Kirti during the last Google Meet session.
So one thing to add on to that, just by reading, it will not help you guys. You have to recollect those things.
Yes.
Because everyone's recollecting power is different. Maybe if you are like, you just flash the pages, it will be there in your memory. So most important is recollecting that. So do a self-analysis, or try, if seniors are there in the group, what you can do is what we used to do in 2006, my seniors, and what we did was every weekend we used to have a GK test for our junior cadets, which if still you guys can follow, it is really good. So do every Saturday after the drill, when you come back to your office, make them sit, do a GK test, do a group discussion. These two things will help your juniors to prepare for your second year, whatever competitions, whether you are going for. So these two things Meenakshi said only two things, but it's a humongous task. Now, Meenakshi, when you cleared your group level, for your interview with ADG's board of officers who was interviewing you, this is one area where everyone feels a bit of nervousness, or you may have everything in your pocket. You are good in GK, you are good in current affairs, but when the real scenario comes in front of you, you become a cat over there. So how can a cadet overcome this?
So in the interview, whatever we are saying, I think we should have thorough knowledge about whatever, even if it is a small thing, we should know what it is. So whatever you're saying in an interview, just know what you are saying. Just know what you want to say and know everything about it. Be it like if you're saying my father works in high court, then you should know what happens there. So whatever, be it a small thing, you should, that I think that is something we should develop, right? Whatever we are saying, we should have thorough knowledge about that. So if we know what we are saying, then I think that nervousness will reduce, at least to a bit, I think so. And also interview was very easy. We got to know what they will ask. Most of the interviews, it is basically give your self-introduction. So in your self-introduction itself, we might have prepared it earlier itself. So for my self-introduction, I included like my basic details, like which college, which unit, which group, which directory. And then afterwards, I included my graduation, which degree I'm doing, and then my achievements, hobbies, and then my ambition. So this is what should be included in a self-introduction. And also, as I said, like whatever you're saying in your self-introduction, you should know. If I say I'm a classical dancer, I should know at least how many classical dancers are there in India. So likewise, little bit knowledge about what you're saying should be there. And also after your self-introduction, they might ask you like, what are your strength and weakness? So these all are things that we know. But so for the interview, before interview, you just analyze yourself. What are your strengths? Like you can use the technique of SWOT: strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. So likewise, you can analyze what are your strengths, what are your weakness. And all these questions, I think, once you prepare before the interview, it will be easy for you. It is when you're not prepared, you feel that nervousness. Once you prepare it thoroughly, I think it will be easy for you. I think it is a tension that we have. Will it be really tough? I don't think you need to have the tension. Once you know everything about yourself, what more can they ask you? It's all about you. So if you know who you are, then it will be easy.
Very correctly said. If you know about yourself, then why you are worried about? You are worried or you are afraid only when you are not aware of what you're going to do. In an exam, simple example is, take your exam, your subject which you have studied. If you are 100% thorough about your subject, will you have that tension? You will be like keen, cool. You'll be sitting, relaxing there, correct? Those who haven't studied properly, those are the students who will be sitting, reading again and again, correct? So likewise, it's same here. If you know about yourself, that will cover 90% of any interview, knowing about yourself. Second, knowing about the place where you are from, where you belong to, your district, your state, your college, your subject, your country. These are the common questions which the interviewer starts with. And of course, as she said, general awareness and general knowledge. If you have these things in your pocket, then interview is nothing. It's a cakewalk. Above all these things, I suggest you all, you see Meenakshi's face, how cheerful she is. You can see her beautiful teeth. Have a smiling face like this. From her face itself, it is evident she is keen, cool. She's not at all having any tension. But those who are having tension, anxiety, nervousness are those people who will not smile, who will be having a face, So this is something which you need to have, a cheerful face. Okay. That's all about interview. There's nothing. So there was a message, somebody was telling some password is already there in that link itself. The last 4, 5, 6, that is a password for the meeting. Don't worry. Those who couldn't join will share the recording. That's why I've recorded it. I know many people have not attended. Many people have requested me, so please share the recording. There's a situation at house, there's that. Anyway, no issues. So 2 things most important, which Meenakshi has already said: written exam, how to cover, she has explained. Interview, she has explained. Now, third is luck, which is not in your hand. Because, there are many cadets who have given the interview, have not got into the list. It is luck. It depends upon the time and space. It depends upon, there are a lot of other things which is catered into. So rest is in God's hand. Leave it to God. You do your part and just relax. I think the second batch for the YEP has already been out, right?
The third one also.
Third one? Which country?
Maldives and Kyrgyzstan, sir.
Yeah, Maldives is also out. That's great. Nice. Good. So don't worry, guys. Tell me, I just want to know which all countries are available in this today's scenario for YEP. I forgot earlier, Russia, Australia, Canada, and all used to be there during our time. Now, which all countries are available?
So I'm not completely aware about it. For this year also, I think only few countries are there, sir. Maldives, Kyrgyzstan, Bangladesh will be there mostly. That's what I heard. Sir.
Singapore?
Singapore, no idea. Sir.
No idea. Fine, no issues. Okay, so tell me your okay, many people are not aware there is a kitting camp of almost 20 days at Delhi. So you are called, the contingent is called to Delhi, and you stay there in the YEP block, do your preparations for the country which you go for it. So what all are those preparations which it's and nobody knows that. So can you just explain those time, the kitting camp which happens in Delhi YEP block?
The YEP Vietnam, it was for a duration of 20 days, from 9th September to 28th September. So 10 days, that 10 days will be pre-YEP camp or the kitting camp. For the pre-YEP, what we do is prepare an PPT or a presentation about India. So when we are visiting another country, we need to represent, we need to introduce them what India is, what are the different culture, what are the different traditions that we have. That we should give a brief introduction about what India is. So we all 13 of us, we made a PPT regarding what India is and all those parts. And then we also had to speak about it. Like each part was divided between all 13 of us, and we had to speak a specific portion. And I spoke about culture, others spoke about the sports, the defense, likewise. And one also speak about NCC. They should also know what NCC is all about in India. So this is one thing that we prepared, a presentation or PPT about India. And the second thing that we did was a cultural program. That is mainly dance. So we include all the dance forms of India and then present a cultural performance where all 13 of us will be part of it. So this is what we did during our 10 days pre-YEP camp. And also at the end of the camp, we get the kitting. That is, kitting includes all this India tracksuit, our white uniform, be it khaki, Air Force, as well as the naval uniform. And then we get the India flag, NCC, India, and all those badges and baton. And this is all about the pre-YEP or the kitting camp. And after the kitting camp, then we board the flight, and then we had the 10 days at Vietnam.
So how many of them were there from India this time back?
13, sir. 13.
Correct. 13, and from which all states?
Sir, I think except Jammu, Kashmir, Delhi, and few states, then all were there, sir. 13.
How many countries were there at Vietnam? How many NCC countries from across the globe have been in Vietnam?
Just India, sir.
Just India, fine. Anyway, it's okay. Normally what happens in YEP is, maybe because of COVID, it has happened. What happens is NCC cadets from across the globe, normally, this is for your information, others who are listening. Normally, what happens is, during this time, that particular country hosts, like when we do the RDC, that is the time India hosts the foreign cadets. So when you're doing RDC, you will see so many foreign cadets also roaming around. That is because India hosts the YEP for other countries. So you will see so many countries who wish to come. So we send the invite, and cadets from across the globe, whichever they have, they will come and have their the camp over there. So it is an opportunity for you guys to make friends from across the globe. Those friends which I made in 2006 from Canada, from Australia, from Singapore, from I don't know which all place, still there. That time we used to have an social media account called Orkut. I don't know how many people are aware of such a thing. Orkut was the first social media platform which was there during our time. So this is an opportunity for you to make friends from across the globe. So unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, Vietnam would have restricted, or maybe other countries, because of pandemic. So don't worry. Next year, if conditions are well, you guys will be lucky. You know, you may get Russia, you may get Australia, you may get Canada. I think they have stopped. I got a news, I got a letter that Canada has stopped the ICEP. Anyway, when you landed there at Vietnam, what was the feeling?
So on reaching Vietnam, it is called the land of ascending dragons. So it was like our excitement knew no bounds. So before reaching Vietnam, we had to we had a 6 hours halt at Suvarnabhumi Airport, which is in Thailand, and then we had to stay there for 6 hours. So what we did was explore the airport. We couldn't go out, so we explored the entire airport in Bangkok, and then afterwards we landed in Hanoi, which is the capital of Vietnam, and then spending time in Vietnam was really nice. Was I don't know. We visited so many beautiful places. When we compare the climate and weather conditions of Kerala and Vietnam, it is very much similar. So I couldn't find much difference in the weather condition between Kerala and Vietnam. So in Hanoi, even though it is the capital of Vietnam, it was a very quiet place. So it is in north of the Vietnam, Hanoi. And then so we spent almost 5 days in Hanoi. And afterwards, we had a flight from Hanoi to Ho Chi Minh, that is south of Vietnam. And we also spent 5 days there. So when we came to Ho Chi Minh, the main difference was it was a very active city. Unlike Hanoi, which was very peaceful, Ho Chi Minh was really active. So much traffic, more pollution than Hanoi, likewise. But when we see that the people in Vietnam is very, very pleasing and very, when we see the happiness index of Vietnam itself, they rank at the top, the Vietnam, in terms of happiness index. So spending time in Hanoi, I would say there was this particular place called Ninh Binh province, where we got a chance for boating. It's called Chang'an boating. And the place is very beautiful, just like how we see in films, all those beautiful mountains. And in between that, we go for boating, that 2 hours. It was really the nature, the natural landscape, everything was very beautiful. It's called the Chang'an landscape. And if a person gets a chance to visit Vietnam, I think this is the best place that one can go. And the big limestone cliffs, and the river, it's very pure. It's not polluted or anything. It's like very, very beautiful place, Vietnam, I would say. And then apart from boating, we also got a chance to visit the Temple of Literature and so many Buddhist temples, and the ethnic village, the Museum of Ethnology. So many places we got to visit, as well as we had a chance to go to their training academy, like the military training academy of Vietnam. So it's called the Infantry Officer Training Academy. So there we got a chance to interact with their cadets, how the training is done there. And then they also had doubts regarding what NCC is, how the recruitment in the defense in India, how it takes place. So likewise. And also in Ho Chi Minh, we got a chance to go to Cu Chi tunnels. I think this is very famous, the Cu Chi tunnels, how the local Vietnamese fought with the US. We got a chance to go inside the tunnels, and it was really, really nice. The guerrilla warfare, the train.
Even if I'm telling to those who are listening, even if you pay money, you will not be able to visit such places. And that is the opportunity that this great organization is giving you all. You see, you are able to visit the military base and those places which only the dignitaries can see. That is what NCC is offering you all. You are considered as the VVIPs during that time. When a country's delegate come to our country, you see the ambassadors come. Only they are allowed to see such places in India itself. So such place, you are getting an opportunity to visit. You're going as a VVIP tag there. That's something which NCC is giving us. What all NCC activities that you were doing there? Did you get an opportunity to fire with their weapons? Did you have any firing competition, something like that? Any competitions were there between India and Vietnamese NCC cadets, something like that you had?
There is no actually an organization like NCC there. It is just the Ho Chi Minh Youth Federation that we have.
Oh yeah.
So we couldn't meet any such cadets there. But what we had is had an interaction with the youth federation. They had few doubts regarding what NCC is, what are the activities that we do, the camps. So they just have a youth federation where they give very few trainings, like it is very basic, sir. So it's not something which we can compare with our NCC.
Understood. Sorry, I didn't. So why? Because I was comparing with my Singapore experience, wherein which
Yes.
they conduct the firing competitions between the countries, and we get the marksmanship medal who won. So we, of course, Indian NCC cadets who are good in firing, and we won that. There's a marksmanship medal. So I thought something like that happens with Vietnam, and since Vietnam didn't have NCC, I didn't know this. They like as Meenakshi said, there were youth affairs like our NSS. You can say there are social service organization called NSS. Similarly, something similar was there, and they interact. They share their experience of what they do there, and this is a cultural. This is you are sharing the traditions, culture of what we have. We share there, and they share theirs. So it's it's something we learn about Vietnam. So they are the ambassadors. You are the NCC cadets are the ambassadors of the country. The youth ambassadors, you can say, of the country. So government is giving us such an opportunity. Now tell me, guys, how many of you doesn't want to be that youth ambassador after listening to this? And I'm sure you guys have taken a decision by now, whatever it may come in front of. Yeah, of course, everyone has got respective graduation to clear. You all are graduates, or maybe 8th standard, 9th standard students listening. Of course, you will pass out your 10th standard if you are a JDJW, like any other guys. If you're college going students, you will pass out. But see those who makes a difference, those who attend the prestigious camps like RDC. And when you're back, you see the value that you get. And if you are a YEP cadet, then you are like the celebrity of that college. So you can see the smile coming from Meenakshi's face. And, it took me back to 2006. So, you are the celebrity there. Everybody can visit any country paying money. But being a youth ambassador for the country and visiting that country makes a huge difference. This privilege, no one else get. Even your peer mates, your benchmate in your school, in your college, may get this opportunity to visit the country by paying money. But you are just like a tourist over there. But here, through NCC, you are a youth ambassador for the country. This privilege, no one else will get. So guys, ladies and gentlemen, I can only tell, Meenakshi can only convey this, can only show the path for it. But to reach there, you have to do your job. She has already explained it very elaborately. She has explained it, what all you need to do. Only we can bring you in front of water, as I was saying, or we can bring the horse in front of water. So she has showed you the path. Now it is your time to prove the metal. It is you who have to decide whether I should do my part. So, ladies and gentlemen, I can only say, Meenakshi can only say this. So one last advice, Meenakshi, before we wind up. I know we have already overshooted. We planned for 40 minutes. Tell a last advice to all those NCC cadets listening to you.
There is this quote by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. It says that hard work and confidence is the best medicine to kill the disease called failure. So if you work hard and you have that determination to achieve what you want, and I think you will achieve it. And today's preparation definitely determines tomorrow's achievement. So work hard and then achieve it.
Thanks a lot, Meenakshi, for your valuable advice, which you have already quoted by the great President of India. So, guys, there's no shortcut in life, as Meenakshi said. There's no lunch which is free in this world, ladies and gentlemen. You have to earn your lunch. You have to prove your mettle. Whatever it may be in your life, whether you will never know what you will achieve, but what you can do from your side is that hard work. Send 100% hard work. Be committed towards what you're doing and have that fire inside your belly that I will not give up till the time I reach my success dies. That journey is not easy. Today, what you're seeing, the Meenakshi is the one who has given her hard work, given her 100%. She has sacrificed a lot of things. She has faced a lot of challenges when she was moving ahead. But that fruit, when you get after that, is so delicious, which, nobody can explain that in words, which even she is finding difficult today to explain. I can feel that she's not getting words to express her feelings. It's because she's excited today, I know. So guys, ladies and gentlemen, sacrifice your sleep. Do your 100% best. So I hope Meenakshi was able to enlighten you with something. If you have understood something, if you have taken the decision, yes, I will do it today, the day start. Forget the past. Start from today. And we wish you all the best of the best that you will be getting in your future. And we want you to come to the spotlight tomorrow to share your experience so that day after tomorrow, your juniors will be following. So once again, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for sparing your wonderful time here, listening to the senior cadet captain, Meenakshi, who was the privileged person to represent the country and to be at Vietnam for the Youth Exchange Program 2022. So if you guys have any doubts, anything pertaining to IEP, please put in the group. Whatever is there, we'll be covering it. Okay. Thank you for your wonderful time. Have a good night. Take care. Bye-bye.